Hello there. Today we are going to learn a piece of software called Zotero. This tool helps you collect research materials, allows you to mark up and annotate them, and allows you to incorporate them into your paper in terms of citations and bibliographies. It is an awesome tool, although it takes a little while to set up the first time, but it will save you a lot of time in the long run. In this workshop, today we're going to walk you through how this tool works, how to install it on your device, and then how to add items, materials as citations and bibliographies into your papers using either Google Docs or Microsoft Word. So I want to begin by giving you a demo of how this works. I'm in Google Scholar and I have a list of resources. I did a search for Indiana squirrels. With Zotero, you can add all these to a collection by simply clicking a button based into your browser, selecting which resources you want, and clicking OK. What this does is it adds the materials, including full text articles if they're available, into the software itself. And you will see that here. What it is doing right now is it's downloading the articles, and it provides all the citation information that you need. So it provides title, author, journal, the whole 9 yards. And on top of it, it includes the actual article that you can open up, that you can, once it loads here, then you can highlight, make marks of, you can highlight, and then you can make notes of, that you can keep and compile. The other thing you can do with this tool is you can take all these articles, you can create a bibliography, and with one click of a button, you can create a references page or a bibliography into your paper. So the very first thing I want you to do is go to the Zotero website. The website is zotero.org, which is zotero.org. So I want you to right now open up a new browser window or tab and go to the Zotero website. Let me know when you're there. Okay, great. Now that you're here, there's going to be 4 different steps that I want you to walk through. The very first one is going to be creating an account. This is a free account. This is a free piece of software. So to do that, first let's go to Login up in the upper right-hand corner of the page. And then from here, you'll click on Register for a free account. What I'd like you to do here is create an account. So go ahead right now, create an account, and let me know once you have this done. Okay, awesome. The next piece, so that's step 1. Step 2 is going to be downloading the software. To do that, you'll click on this red download button, and it will determine what sort of setup that you have here. So I'm on a desktop Windows machine, so you can see it recognizes that I have a Windows machine. You'll also see that there's this connector for your web browser, and we'll talk about that next. But first, I want you to go ahead and click on this download button and download Zotero onto your device. Okay, great. The next piece is the web browser connector. You can see I'm on Chrome, so you'll see the Chrome icon and Zotero. Every web browser has a built-in connector. That way, as you're doing research in your web browser, you can add those materials you find into Zotero like I showed in that demo. So go ahead and click on the Install Connector, and go ahead and install that connector into your web browser. Okay, great, good job. The very next thing is going to be opening up Zotero for the very first time and logging into your account, or syncing your account. To do so, you'll want to open up Zotero, which I already have open, and then you're going to want to go to the Preferences page. If you're using a Windows machine, it's going to be underneath Edit and Preferences. If you're on a Mac, you're going to go up in the upper left-hand corner as well, but you'll click on Zotero, and then Preferences is listed there. Click on Preferences. There's a list of options here, and you're going to want to click on Sync. And right here underneath Data Sync is where you will plug in your username and password. This allows you to have a cloud account. That way it will sync across devices, and that you'll always have the information with you. So if your computer dies for whatever reason, you'll have all those articles and other materials saved. So go ahead and do that right now. Okay, good job. The next piece we are going to do is we're going to walk through how to add items into Zotero. So I'm going to use an example from the Washington Post. So I want to just look at the first article here. So let's open up the very first article that we see on the left-hand side. Yours will be a little different from mine, but just open up the very first news article that comes up on WashingtonPost.com. Okay, good. Now let's look in the upper right-hand corner for the Zotero connector. And you will see it is, for me up here, it looks right now like a rolled up newspaper. Zotero recognized that we're at a newspaper website, and so that the type of material is a newspaper. So to add this into Zotero, and make sure Zotero is open, click on the newspaper icon and then add it to your collection. Okay, good job. You should see the little saving box, and that will fade in a second. Now I want us to look at that. So we'll go into Zotero, and then you can see that this came up. You'll see on the left-hand side, it looks like there's a little rolled up newspaper. And then on the right-hand side is all the citation information. So Zotero pulled this from the website. The very first thing I always have people do is just to double check the citation stuff. It's going to pull whatever's on the website. Sometimes the information's perfect. A lot of times mistakes are made, for one. And two, different citation styles have different capitalization rules. So depending what citation style you're using, you're going to want to maybe adjust some capitalization things just to follow, especially with titles, as APA and Chicago and MLA have different capitalization rules. So I see that there's no author listed, and I see there's no date. So it's always good just to double check so I can see that this was originally, let's just put the original published date as my date. And then just for the example, let's take this first author and put it in here. So you can see I made a couple different changes. So go ahead and take a minute and look to see if there's changes you need to add, such as the author and the date. Okay, great. Good job. So you put your first item into Zotero. Now I want to show you about collections. If you look at the left-hand column here, you can see I have a lot of different folders. These are called collections, and you can actually create sub-collections underneath them to help organize your research. This is great for an example of if you're taking a class. You can put in the class as a collection, and then you can put in different assignments or different weeks as sub-collections to separate the readings. To create a collection, in the upper right-hand corner, you click on New Collection, and it's going to ask you for a name of this collection. So I want you to do that. I want you to go up in the upper left-hand corner. I want you to click on the little folder, it looks like a folder, to create a new collection, and I want you to name it Workshop. So go ahead and let's do that. Click Workshop and click OK. Okay, now that we have done that, I have my folder here, and you can see I created one earlier. They're both blank. So let's now go into, let's add items into a collection. So let's go to Google Scholar, scholar.google.com, and I'm going to do a search for Irvin Beck. You can see I have it saved here. So Irvin Beck is English Professor Emeritus at Goshen College. And let's see, there's what we have in Google Scholar. So we have a list of resources here. So when you're adding one type of material into Zotero, such as a newspaper article or a website, it's going to have a little icon of what it is. If it's searching in Google, Google Scholar, EBSCO, things like that, it's going to have a folder, much in our first demo. When you click on the folder, it's going to show you all the materials from that page. So you can see that right here. And here you can click what you would like to add or not add to your research. So I want you to, and you can see there's already PDFs for some of these, so those are going to download into Zotero. That's awesome. So let's go ahead and let's add the first 4. Let's just click the first 4. So do a search for Irvin Beck in Google Scholar. Click on the folder to add into Zotero, and then let's select the first 4 and click OK. Okay, so those are adding in right now. So then let's go into Zotero and see what this looks like. So in Zotero, you can see I have my folder Workshop, and you can see I have the 4 sources came in. You'll notice that there's underneath the attachments, pieces have not come in yet. Zotero is now downloading the articles. But you can see for each one, the information is in here. And again, I can go through and make sure things are correct. And then you can see the information as well. So this one does have a PDF. And the other ones, they just have a snapshot of the web page themselves. So now that we have some materials in Zotero, I want us now to take the next step and walk you through how to create citations and bibliographies into a paper. So I'm going to give you an example case to work with. I have 2 pieces here. The first I have is a Zotero group that I'm going to have us join. Something cool with Zotero is that it allows you to not just collect your own research, but you can create groups and you can share materials across different groups. So I have this, and we're going to walk you through how to join a Zotero group, and then I'm going to have you copy a sample paper. So let's first join this Zotero group. This is Goshen College Good Library. So this is the collection I've made with some materials that we can work with. So let's go join the group. So let's, in a new browser tab or window, let's go back to zotero.org. You will want to log in. And then you are going to want to click on groups. Let's click on groups, and then let's do a search for groups. And then here, type in Goshen College Squirrel Lovers and click search. So I want you to, right now, go ahead and do a search. So log into Zotero, click on groups, and then search for Goshen College Squirrel Lovers, and then join this group. Okay, great. So once you are in the group, the web piece of this group is going to look like this, and once you've joined the group, it's going to come up into your Zotero on the left-hand side at the bottom and look like this. The next piece we are going to have is I want you to copy a sample paper. That way we can add some materials to and from into Zotero, from Zotero into your paper. So pick the citation style that you are most comfortable with, that you use most frequently for your classes, and then in a new browser tab or window, go ahead and open this link for the paper. So I'm going to do this for APA, and I'll put these also on the side for our lesson. And from here, there is a sample paper for the citation style. It's all the same content, just formatted differently for the citation style. And I want you to make a copy and use the platform you prefer. So click on File and make a copy. If you like to use Google Docs, if you want to do this in Word, and you can do the exact same features of Word, click on File and download Microsoft Word. Okay, great. So there are two different ways to add citations and bibliographies into a document. The first way is the a little bit more manual way. The other way is built right into the word processor. The first way is from Zotero, where you can click on a source. You can right click or click two tabs and to get this drop down and select the option create bibliography from item. You can do this with one item, or you can do this with a bunch of items. And here you can create a citation. This would also be like a footnote, in-text citation. There'll be different wording here, or a bibliography or a references page. So let's do an in-text citation first. You first select what citation style you're using. Then you click the output mode, citations, and then the output method, you'll want to make sure you select copy to clipboard. So that's going to be just like a copy and paste into your word processor. So I've selected APA, citation, and copy to clipboard for this first source. Now, in your article, to put in an in-text citation, you click on where you'd want your in-text citation, and then you click paste or Control V. So I'm going to do Control V here, and you can see it put in my in-text citation. So I want you to do that now. I want you to take the first source from Goshen College Squirrels Lover. I want you to right click, create bibliography, and do the citation for your citation style. And I want you to paste it into your sample paper. Okay, great. The way to add a bibliography or references page is how we did this from the demo. You can click on Control, or on a Mac, the Command button, and you can select all the resources or select just one for your bibliography. And then you again click bibliography from items, but this time instead of citations, you click bibliography. Make sure it's a citation style, click OK. And then in your paper, go to your references page and then click paste. I want you to go ahead and do that now. I want you to select all the sources. from that collection, and I want you to right-click, create a bibliography, and then create a bibliography using your citation style. Great. One note here, you'll notice sometimes you have to do a little bit of formatting here. This is not exactly APA rules, so you would want to make your adjustments right here as so. So the hanging chad, you can do that with your ruler here on top to make those little adjustments. With any online tool, with any program, there's no tool that's perfect. You'll have to make some adjustments as you go. So I want to now show you the other way from within the word processor for how to put in citations and bibliographies. So you will know, so let's go to page. You will notice here there's a little drop down that says Zotero. So Google Docs is synced with Zotero, and when you click on Zotero, you'll see that there's a list of drop downs here. These are very similar to what is within Zotero with its items. So you can see that there is one here that says Add Edit Citation and one that says Add Edit Bibliography. So let's look at this Add Edit Citation. So this, you would want to go to where you'd want to add your citation or your in-text citation or your footnote. If you were doing that, click on Zotero and click Citation. It will sign you in the first time, and then it's going to, I had to click into Zotero. It's going to ask you what your document preferences are. Here you would select the citation style you're using, then click OK. And then a little red box is going to pop up here. So here it's as an option to search within Zotero for your collection. So let's say I want to add the green scroll. And you can see it finds this here. I can click on it, and it's giving me that information to add into my paper. I can actually click on this here, and I can add a page number, which I couldn't do with the other way. So let's say it's just page 52, and I can press enter. If I press enter again, it's going to add that into my document. Okay, I had to click around a little bit to make that work, but you can see here is my in-text citation is in with the year and the page number. Okay, to do this in Microsoft Word, I'm going to look at we're in Microsoft Word now. This works very similar in the way that it was set up in Google Docs. You'll see here at the top of the page, there's a button that says Zotero. And here you have some options for citation bibliography. Click on Citation, select your citation style, and select OK. And then here, you can add a source. And again, the same way, you could add a page number, and you can include a citation doing this in Microsoft Word. So now I want you to do the same. I want you to click at the end of a sentence, and I want you, or create a footnote for Chicago, and I want you to add a citation using the built-in feature within your web browser. Okay, good job. Next, I want to show you how to add a bibliography or reference page, works cited, using the same built-in feature into Zotero. So here's the paper I've been working with here. So let's scroll down to our references page. And here you can see we've added one source already. When you click on Zotero and click on Add Edit Bibliography, it's going to put in the sources that I've used so far. We have used one source, so it added one source. You will see it used the default formatting, which was for font, which is Arial 11. So sometimes you'll have to make a change, or you'll have to make an adjustment. So you'll always have to make sure there's a few tweaks like that. But it's all in there. The cool thing is, as you go through and add other citations, to add those to your references page, all you have to do is click Zotero and then click refresh. In Microsoft Word, it's very similar. You go to your references page, and then you click add edit bibliography, and then it will add it in the exact same way. So I would like you to now go to your bibliography page. For your sample page, click on Zotero, and then click on add edit bibliography, and then add a bibliography. Okay, great. Good job. I've given you a lot of information here today, and there's one last thing I want to show you, and that is the Zotero guide that we have created. It's at our library website, libraryguides.goshen.edu/Zotero, and it will walk you through all the steps that we've done today. So if you need a little bit of review for this, you can see all those pieces here. Thank you for your time. I look forward to working with